wife and I first started doing this, we got plastic buckets. The good thing about a plastic bucket is if it's wet, if it's muddy, water's coming up to here, everything stays dry and sound inside. So we have 3 buckets. One of them has what I would call my comfort foods, peanut butter. It's for making your own sports drink.
Oh, okay.
So if you get dehydrated and you need salts, that works great. We went
Has electrolytes in it.
electrolytes. I always have a knife. I have knives all over the place.
And I bet there's dull knowing your experience and knowing you.
Well, this one actually may be a little bit, but this has a great shape. It's from LL Bean for spreading peanut butter on crackers and other things. We have a small stove, and we have. I keep food in here. So,
Now that looks like a pot. How do you make that into a stove?
okay, this goes on top of the stove.
Okay.
That's part of the process. We have canned tuna fish. My wife bought that, and then she found these packets of tuna fish that you can rip open. You don't need a can opener. So we have a can opener in here.
Okay.
And we have sardines. A lot of what she packs in our food is protein. We'll be able to get some carbohydrates, but protein will be hard to come by in an emergency.
Okay.
We also have at the time it was my 5-cent water bottle. Now it's a 10-cent water bottle.
Oh, it's double in price.
It's doubled in price. So
Yeah.
we rotate the water out every couple of years. Not that it'll be bad, it's just it'll taste flat.
Right.
And so we've got 2 bottles. You never want to use water jugs, milk jugs.
Okay.
One, stuff tends to leach through them.
Okay.
You have it impregnated with milk and it will give it an off flavor. They also break easy.
Okay.
So the older they get, the more fragile they become. And if they're just sitting on a shelf and you decided you're going to save all your milk jugs,
Right.
fill them full of water for your storage,
Right.
you'll come out there and you'll find 2 or 3 are suddenly broken and there's all that water. And then a couple more will break over time. This one is, let's see, August 2012. So this is 9 years old and it's still good. The water's been changed out a couple times. She's watered plants.
Yeah.
This is our comfort food. There's more than enough for 72 hours.
Okay.
If we're careful.
Right.
We're not going to live well, but we will live. We'll be fine. This holds bungee cords.
Okay.
I have a small radio. Works on a hand crank, works on batteries, side of the way, so that in emergency, I don't have to have that. I have one that works on solar power as well.
Okay.
Can't listen to it all day, but you can have it on for a few hours with solar power. I have in here, and if we had time, this is a really cool blanket. This is actually waterproof. You could
Wow.
pour water on this, and I will not get wet. You
Okay.
could
Right.
hose me. It's warm, comfortable, and it's probably one of the nicest outdoor blankets. You've seen the
And what do you call this blanket, or where would somebody get one of these?
okay, River West is the manufacturer, but there's some other people who make it. It's not as big as I want, but in emergency,
It would work.
it will work, and it will keep you warm and comfortable. Whereas, one of the things you don't want, and I'm not going to disparage this company, but they have this Lifeline, and it has, there's a knife in here. I don't know if that will cut anything. I don't think so. And it has a flashlight that it's not really bright, but the one thing it does have in here that I really think is highly overrated is they have what they call a space blanket.
I've seen those.
And they work for certain things. They reflect. If I take this out, it'll never go back in.
Yes.
But
But
those,
we've all seen those.
those
packets.
Mylar silver blankets, they're really noisy.
Uh-huh.
They rip real easy. they tear. If you put it like underneath a cot and you put something on top of that and then you lay on top of that, it works kind of. But if you think you're going to wrap up with that and stay warm, not happening. It shreds, it breaks. This one, if I open it up, would probably tear along all the folds because this is several years old.
Okay.
It was given to me as a gift because someone thought it was so cool because it had everything I needed.
In there.
And when I looked at it, I'm going, it's got nothing in here I want. So it's a great gimmick.
Uh-huh.
And the best thing about it is it does have a good water bottle.
Uh-huh.
But beyond that, no.
If you could get the contents out, you
If
could
you get
put
the
water.
contents,